Here it is. Are you guys ready? Okay. You guys want to take the test with me? Oh, yeah, sure. Uh, it's this. It's 16personalities.com. How many of you have actually taken this test before? No. I'm used to an old game where the character limit is like 5 words, so I keep small sentences. I have to get used to making them long and not spam. Yeah, I like keeping things short and hitting enter. Well, for those who don't know what 16 personalities are, let me change the stream category before. Um, is there a category? We'll do just chatting. Uh, 16 personality test. Take it with me. Done. New chapter. I don't know, we're just chatting, right? Um, so what 16 personalities is, it's just a personalities test, but it's pretty long. Oh, suggest, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. The delay it makes me confused sometimes. Um, oh, mood. Are you gonna psychoanalyze my choices? Please don't. But it's fun. It is just fun. Like, don't take it too seriously. I'm just curious if my results will stay consistent or not. Psychoanalysis is current and methodology is so hard. And methodology so hard. I see. Moon's here to see the effects of having an online persona. Oh, I see. Moon's analysis is going to be like, oh, don't have an online persona because it'll make you lose brain cells and go crazy, and maybe have a identity crisis. Too late. Well, there are 16 personality types, categories, as implied. So there's the four broad categories, and there's four niche personalities within. So the first is analysis. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Analysts, diplomats, yeah, the sentinels, and the explorers. Uh, but I'm curious if mine will deviate from what it used to be, which is was part of the diplomat category, and I was an advocate. I was a INFJ, I think T variant. I don't recall between the A and T. I just remember it was INFJ because I was so disappointed that I got this old wizard man as the visual representation of. Anyway, we'll take the test. Complete the test, view details, and unlock your potentials. You regularly make new friends, do I? What's considered regularly? Like every day? Once a week? Once a month? Mm, every hour? I'd say I make new friends. Kind of. So this means you fully agree I make friends like once a week, a new friend once a week. Here's like I kinda do, and this is like I absolutely do not. Is that how that works? I guess I'm a little bit more on the kinda make friends, but not that regularly. Oh, question. Am I doing this personality test based on how I am online? Because how I am online is naturally slightly different than how I am in person. Be myself, just me. There are. Okay, well, sure. I'll combine it all then. Only coy. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. It depends on what it is. Uh, I'd say it does intrigue me more than simple things. Though I enjoy doing monotonous tasks. Be the person you'd totally murder in their sleep. You usually feel more pressured by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. You usually feel more pressured by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. That one's a hard one. Oh, that's as persuaded, not pressured. Persuaded. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally. Am I persuaded by my emotions more than facts? Mm, hmm. Oh, give me a second, guys. We have no background music whatsoever, and that's weird. Let's go with this. It's the only thing they fear is you. Play Doom music. I already listened to plenty Doom music when designing my model. We don't need to revisit that. It's a little loud. Okay. I'm persuaded by my emotions more than factual arguments. Maybe just a teeny tiny bit. Your living and workspaces are clean and organized. Not, no, not really. uh, it's sometimes. It's like between right here. Because it's not egregious, but it's also not the cleanest. I'm being honest. I'd say I'm right there. You usually stay calm, even under a lot of pressure. Oh, definitely not calm. Not calm. Depends. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. I disagree. I can totally network and promote myself. No, I do find this daunting. I find this extremely daunting. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Well before the deadline? No. But I do organize things. So I'd say I agree. I'm not neutral, but I do organize and plan things. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Yeah, I'd say stories and emotions speak louder. We should have this with a lie detector plus a shot collar. Hey, I'm not lying. You want me to plug my heart rate monitor in? You guys want to monitor whether or not I'm telling the truth? I'm not sure where my heart rate monitor is right now, though. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Oh yes, 100%. I love my lists and schedules. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, it does kinda shake me up a bit. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Oh yeah, I have the confidence. I would be like, ooh, hi, you seem like a cool person. Wanna talk? I can't do that. I will sometimes do that. You like murder? Oh, well, no. You're not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. No, I think it's pretty interesting. Especially, like, what people enjoy. Because if you say you agree, you're not interested, so you have to disagree, right? They're worded so weirdly. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course. Oh gosh, it depends on the situation. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. Like, I'd say like a scenario where, like, let's say oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would agree to this, and then another scenario where I would disagree with this. Like, a time that I would prioritize facts over someone's feelings would be when someone would be putting themselves in danger because they want to feel a certain way, right? Like someone pursuing a extremely toxic relationship because it makes said person feel good at that time. Okay, Brolo.
Sleep soon, Koikus left.
Good night. Sleep well. Koi doesn't like murder feeling. Murdering Koi? Eh? I'm not a murderer. Oyasumi, Brolo. Sleep well. But then, another time, if I were to prioritize people's feelings over facts, would be like maybe bending rules on certain policies. Like, let's say you're at work and you are technically supposed to help a customer a specific way and you can't. Like, let's say someone was late for their appointment. Usually that appointment is canceled, but like, let's say you're able to finagle it or whatever, instead of just going by the sheer hard facts of you lost that appointment. I don't know. I'm trying to think of alternate scenarios, but it's hard. I'm gonna say neutral on this one. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. No, disagree. I can't do that. You rarely worry about whether you don't think, go with your brain, go with what your brain feels, right? Or what your brain thinks is right? No, I guess. I don't know what my brain's thinking sometimes. You finished yours already? Holy smokes. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I disagree with that. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. Only a little bit. It depends on what it is. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. Untested approaches? Yeah, sure. Hello, Tom. Welcome back. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. Yeah, I do prioritize being sensitive than being honest. I'd rather be liked than hated. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge. Experiences and knowledge areas to explore? I'd say yeah. You're prone to worrying that things will take the turn for the worse. Yes. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones. I'd say yeah. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Yeah, I can't imagine myself doing that. Only slightly, though. Because, I mean, I'm kind of writing a fictional story, narrative, whatever, with what I'm doing now. It's not an actual written story, but... You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. Hey? I'm doing well, Tom. How about yourself? You got curse immunity for an hour! Fuck! You favor efficiency and decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. I'd say... a little bit, yes. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I do agree with that. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. I 100%. I don't. I don't like it when people don't understand me. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first in the social gathering. Usually, yeah. Your mood can change very quickly. Heck yes. Or hell yeah. Um, you are not easily swayed by emotional arguments. I disagree. If someone comes at me with anger or sadness, it will affect me. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Often? Not really. I disagree. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas? I disagree. I do not like debating, period. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Let's see. No. Hey, what? What's a lie, Z? You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Neutral. Depends on what it is. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. I kind of want to take another one, but put myself in the place of Koi. Oh, like you would take the test as if it was me? You should. I'm curious. I'm curious what result you will get. Do it. You love moral and ethical conundrums? What example are you thinking of? When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Just a little teeny tiny bit. If you find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. No. You rarely second guess choices that you've made. Oh, disagree. Your friends would describe you as as lively and outgoing. I'd say so. You got however you say that word, logician, like Ian, logician, logician, logical, logician, logician, logician. English is hard. You're drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. Yes, I love creative form of expression. You usually base your choice on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. That is neutral. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Yeah, I do like that. Ooh, nice. Another hockey stick, Hood. You rarely feel insecure. 100% agree. I am 100% confident in myself 24/7. I disagree with that. You avoid making phone calls. Yes. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar areas and viewpoints. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. Sometimes, not all the time. You can easily connect with people you have just met. Yeah, sure. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible, yeah. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago, yes. You are not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. I'm not terribly interested. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I'd say my emotions do control me a little bit more than I control them. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is the most logical or efficient. Yeah, probably more on the emotional side. It's fun to see how people's choices differ from yours. Yeah? Am I very different from you? 1000% confident Koi avoids taking phone calls, oh yeah. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent effort. My work style? I'd say it's more consistent and organized, but not all the time. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it'll take for them to feel disappointed in you. You love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. You believe that pondering abstract, well, not fully, because you can't ever work completely alone. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I disagree. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres and quiet, intimate places. I disagree. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. Disagree. Well, it depends. Okay. You often feel overwhelmed. Oh, yes. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Sometimes? You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than following concrete steps. I'm in between this. Because like sometimes I love just following instructions and not having to think. But on the other hand, I like being creative and creating new stuff. Okay, well, puzzles are different, okay? I like puzzles. Just not those puzzles. Hey, excuse me, leave me alone. I don't know what happened that day, what was wrong with me. You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reason when making a choice. That's neutral. You struggle with deadlines. Disagree. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Optional? I'm a female. Oh wait, that's it? That was really short. I thought it was longer. I'm advocate still! I thought I was gonna change. You got INTJ. What's INTJ? Hold on. What's... Okay, well, anyway, we'll go to your result in a second, Hood. The architect. I see. Advocates are quiet visionaries, often serving as inspiring and tireless idealists. We are more introverted. Oh, yours is INTJ. That makes sense, though, Hood. Oh, you're not done with mine. Is it harder to finish mine than yours? Interesting. Intuitive. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Feelings. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. You'll put your full results in media? Okay. I am so judgy! Holy! Judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. Judgy. I'm turbulent. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Wait, what's assertive then? We'll just deal with... Oh, man. Idealistic and principled, people with the INFJ personality type aren't content to coast through life. They want to stand up and make a difference. For these compassionate personalities, success does not come from money or status, but from seeking fulfillment, helping others, and being a force for good in the world. This doesn't match my evil corpo image at all. Let's see. Super introverted. I got outed as a good fish instead. No, I'm evil corporate overlord. I don't care about your feelings. While they have lofty goals and ambitions, INFJs shouldn't be mistaken for ideal dreamers. People with this personality type care about integrity, and they're rarely satisfied until they've done what they know to be right. What is that word? Conscientious? Conscientious? What do you mean? Conscientious? Yeah? My brain doesn't want to say it. Whatever. That word to the core. They move through life with a clear sense of their values and they aim to never lose sight of what truly matters. How do you say this word? How do you say this word?
Conscientious.
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 Conscientious. Okay, I'm done. Are you sure you're from the US? Yeah, I am. But my first language was Korean. It wasn't very helpful. To be fair, it's not a word you use in everyday conversation. This is true. Conscientious. Conscientious. Let's see. INFJ personalities might come across as somewhat reserved, but they are fueled by a profound internal passion. Stimulated by deep reflective thought and an enormous amount of empathy, they dedicate themselves to the pursuit of purpose. Strengths and weaknesses. Let's see. Do I want to expose my weaknesses to you guys? Are you ready for such important information? Strengths. I'm insightful. People with the INFJ personality type know all too well that appearances can be misleading. These personalities strive to move beyond superficiality and seek out the deeper truth in life. This can give them an almost uncanny ability to understand people's true motivations, feelings, and needs. Principle. INFJs tend to have strong beliefs and values, particularly when it comes to matters of ethics. They consider lying to be morally wrong, and they make a concerted effort to not deceive others, even when they could directly benefit from doing so. In fact, they are the least likely personality type to say they sometimes take advantage of other people. You heard that, chat? You heard that, chat? I can't be a scammer. So we know how to protect Koi. Passionate. INFJ personalities crave a sense of purpose in life. Rather than living on autopilot or sticking to the status quo, they want to chase after their dreams. This isn't a personality type that shies away from shooting for the stars. They are energized and impassioned by the beauty of their visions for the future. I got a. Your result for me is ENFJ? I'm not even an introvert anymore, I'm an extrovert? Interesting. Okay, I'll read that in a second. Obviously, you're a corpo CEO. Altruistic. People with this personality type aren't happy to succeed at other people's expenses. Ow, Kindle, hello. INFJs want to use their strengths for the greater good, and they rarely lose sight on how their words and actions might affect others. In their heart of hearts, they want to make the world a better place, starting with the people around them. Creative. INFJ's personalities aren't exactly like everyone else. And that's a wonderful thing. They embrace. You made it sound like our brains don't work like normal people. They embrace their creative side, always on the lookout for opportunities to express themselves and think outside the box. Kindle, have you ever done the 16 personalities test before? Weaknesses. Oh, wait. I have no weaknesses. This is empty. Moving on. I'm just kidding. Sensitive to criticism. Oh no. Why would you call me out? INFJs are often adverse to criticism, especially if they believe that someone is challenging their most cherished principles or values. When it comes to the issues that are near and dear to them, people with this personality type can become defensive, dismissive, or angry. Reluctant to open up. INFJ's personalities value honesty and authenticity, but they're also private. They may find it difficult to open up and be vulnerable about their struggles, not wanting to burden someone else with their issues. Unfortunately, when they don't ask for help, they may inadvertently hold themselves back or create distance in their relationships. You, Koi, your eyes look pretty. Wait, what? What is that supposed to do? Angry Koi Koi. I've been angry quite a few times when someone has, like, given me criticism for something, especially family. Your voice is nice, rude tone. A scathing criticism. Yeah. I don't know. You live life long enough, people tell you a lot of different things of what you should and shouldn't be doing. It's a struggle. Perfectionist. These visionary personalities are all but defined by idealism. While this is a wonderful quality in many ways, it does always leave room for the messiness of real life. Or it doesn't always leave room for the messiness of real life. INFJs might find it difficult to appreciate their jobs, living situations, or relationships if they're continually fixating on imperfections and wondering whether they should be looking for something better. Yeah, tone doesn't translate very well in text. Avoiding the ordinary. INFJs yearn to do extraordinary things with their lives, but it's hard to achieve anything extraordinary without breaking it down into small, manageable steps. Unless they translate their dreams into everyday routines and to-do lists, they may struggle to turn their grand visions into reality. Oh, tell me about it. Prone to burnout. Uh-oh. INFJ's perfectionisms and reserve leave them with few options for letting off steam. People with this personality type can exhaust themselves if they don't balance their drive to help others with necessary self-care and rest. What do you mean? I have perfect balance with my schedule. I'll never burn out. Do we really want to look at this romantic relationship? Hey, hold on, chat. Let me take a brief look-see. Get some rest. Interesting. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is this for real? The power of love. What, you want to see it? Oh yeah, it is still a thing. Okay, I'll show you. People with the INFJ personality type look for depth and meaning in their relationships, and their romantic relationships are no different. This is a type known for having a vibrant, vivid imagination, but few INFJs can imagine themselves settling for a match founded on anything less than true love. Oh god. I'm the Delulu princess that's like, I will find my Prince Charming and nothing less. Help! It can take time for them to find a compatible partner. Forever alone. Some people might think that INFJs are too choosy. And it's true that this personality type can be prone to unrealistic expectations. The grand delusion allegations stand. In fact, when they're single, they tend to construct their ideal partner in their mind. I totally don't do that. I totally don't. Oh man. And they might be tempted to hold out for this perfect partner or relationship when in reality that perfect match just doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. The good news? INFJ's idealism, if balanced with just enough realism, can actually enhance their love life. Yay! Okay, let's move on. That's depressing. That looks like a broccoli. Friendships. The most I can do for my friends is simply be his friend. People with INFJ personality types rarely settle for shallow, superficial friendships. When it comes to social fulfillment, they aren't satisfied by casual interactions with colleagues or classmates. INFJ's personalities crave authentic, meaningful friendships. Friendships that allow them to share their dreams, bare their souls, and feel understood and accepted for who they are. And if that means having just one or two confidants rather than a wide circle of acquaintances, so be it. Okay, Tom, take your time. While the INFJs may seem quiet or reserved to the world at large, these personalities absolutely light up around those close friends. Few things bring them more pleasure or delight than talking through their passions, interests, and beliefs with a kindred spirit. People with this personality type enjoy the pleasure of their own company, but they still find it liberating to let their guard down and be completely and utterly themselves with a friend who they know they can trust. Searching for a heart of gold. Koi kindred spirit doko? Hood? Dark? Chat? Chat kindred spirit? Yeah? Yeah. INFJs are known for having great expectations, not just for themselves, but also for their friendships. High on this list of expectations is authenticity. If they have to be fake or tone themselves down to gain someone's approval, then that person probably isn't the best friend for them. And and it's hard for people with this personality type to respect someone who isn't also an authentic and honest person themselves. Another expectation that INFJs bring to their friendships is mutual support and growth. Having fun together is wonderful, but for these personalities, isn't quite enough. They want to surround themselves with friends who inspire them to learn, expand, and improve themselves. For INFJs, the surest way for two friends to deepen their bonds is by helping each other move forward on their respective life missions. Parenthood? What kind of parent would I be? Be unique, just like me. I don't want to know this. Career paths. Wait. Does it say VTuber in here? For people with INFJ personality type, professional decisions are not guided by conventional yardsticks of success like financial gain or status, but by the potential their work holds for meaningful connection and personal fulfillment. These personalities long to find a career that aligns with their values and their dreams, a career that allows them to fulfill their unique mission in this world. To INFJs, a job isn't satisfying if it doesn't offer a deeper sense of purpose, no matter how good the salary is. The good news is that people with this personality type can use their creativity and determination to find work that suits their needs in just about any field. In fact, INFJs have trouble deciding which job is best for them because they are able to imagine so many possibilities. They may have they may see half a dozen wildly different paths forward, each with their own set of rewards. This can be exciting but also stress inducing because picking just one means letting go of so many others. They may even feel a sense of loss when so many doors close because they finally committed to one path. But they needn't worry, as one can have many different paths, purposes, and jobs in a lifetime. A deadbeat dad lore update before even debut? Oh no. Workplace habits? Subordinates, colleagues, managers. As managers, INFJs may dislike wielding their power. You're already getting cancelled, Hood. Oh, done oof. Done goofed. I don't want power, apparently. That doesn't sound right. I want all the power. Yeah, this is definitely the propagandist. Power into Koi's head? Name a more iconic duo. Okay, let's look at the different personality types. So, which personality type did you get, Hood? It was the, for you, Hood. It was the architect? INTJT. Yeah, this one. Okay. People with the INTJ personality type are intellectually curious individuals with a deep-seated thirst for knowledge. INTJs tend to value creative ingenuity, straightforward rationality, and self-improvement. They consistently work towards enhancing intellectual abilities and are often driven by an intense desire to master any and every topic that piques their interest. Ooh, Hood smart. Smart cookie. Logical and quick-witted, INTJs pride themselves on their ability to think for themselves, not to mention their uncanny knack for seeing right through phoniness and hypocrisy. Because their minds are never at rest, these personalities may sometimes struggle to find people who can keep up with their nonstop analysis of everything around them. But when they do find like-minded individuals who appreciate their their intensity and depth of thought, INTJs form profound and intellectually stimulating relationships that they deeply treasure. A pioneering spirit. INTJs question most things. Oh, Hood, you question? What do you question? Base their beliefs on solid evidence, reasoning, and rationality. Many personality types trust the status quo, relying on conventional wisdom and other people's expertise to guide their lives. But ever skeptical INTJ personalities prefer to make their own discoveries. In their quest to find better ways of doing things, they aren't afraid to break the rules or risk disapproval. In fact, they often rather enjoy it. Hood, you are a norm breaker. You're like, I don't want to walk the beaten path. I want to make my own path. A rebel. But as anyone with this personality type would tell you, a new idea isn't worth anything unless it actually works. INTJs want to be successful, not just inventive. They bring a single-minded drive to their work, applying the full force of their insight, logic, and willpower. They have little patience for anyone who tries to slow them down by enforcing pointless rules or offering poorly thought out criticism, though astute observations are generally welcome. People with INTJ personality type, independent to the core, want to shake off other people's expectations and pursue their own ideas. Is that why you're gonna start the boyfriend ASMR? Because we weren't expecting you to do it? I see, I see. Social frustrations? What's this? INTJs aren't known for being warm and fuzzy. They tend to prioritize rationality and success over politeness and pleasantries. In other words, they'd rather be right than popular. And because these personalities value truth and depth, many common social practices, from small talk to white lies, may seem pointless to downright stupid to them. As a result, they may inadvertently come across as rude or even offensive when they're only trying to be honest. With the way I talk to Anuk, I feel like boyfriend ASMR isn't that far off a stretch. Yeah. It isn't. Okay, let's see what your strengths and weaknesses are. Rational. People with the INTJ personality type pride themselves on the power of their mind. They can reframe nearly any challenge as an opportunity to hone their rational thinking skills and expand their knowledge. And with this mindset, they can devise inventive solutions to even the most arduous of problems. Informed. Few personality types are devoted as INTJs to developing rational, correct, and evidence-based opinions. Rather than hunches or half-baked assumptions, they base their conclusions on research and analysis. This gives them the conviction that they need to stand up for their ideas, even in the face of disagreement. Independent. For people with this personality type, conformity is more or less synonymous with mediocrity. Creative and self-motivated, INTJs strive to do things their own way. They can imagine few things more frustrating than allowing arbitrary rules or conventions to stand in the way of their success. Moreover, they are happy to make decisions without outside inputs or opinions. These individuals prefer to take matters into their own hands. Determined. This personality type is known for being ambitious and goal-oriented. INTJs won't rest until they've achieved their own definition of success, which usually entails mastering the subjects and pursuits that matter to them. They are not known for taking the easy way out. They feel that the only way to achieve greatness is to face challenges head on. Curious, why do you have so many strengths? Hood strong. Curious, INTJs are open to new ideas, as long as those ideas are rational and evidence-based. That is, skeptical by nature, people with these personality types are especially drawn to offbeat or contrarian point of views. So, Hood is pioneering Sigma rebel deadbeat dad noted. And if the facts prove them wrong, these types are generally happy to revise their opinions. Original. Without INTJs, the world would be a far less interesting place. This personality type's rebellious streak is responsible for some of history's most unconventional ideas and inventions. Even in their everyday lives, these personalities force the people around them to consider new and sometimes surprising ways of looking at things. Your weaknesses! Let's go! Arrogant? I don't think you're very arrogant. INTJs might be knowledgeable, but they're not infallible. Their self-assurance can blind them to useful input from other people, especially anyone they deem to be intellectually inferior. These personalities can also come across as needlessly harsh or single-minded in trying to prove others wrong. Dismissive of emotions. For this type, rationality is king, but emotional context often matters more than people with this personality type. Wait. But emotional context often matters more than people with this personality type care to admit. INTJs can get impatient with anyone who seems to value feelings more than facts. Unfortunately, ignoring emotions is its own type of bias, one that can cloud this personality type's judgment. I think I've disagreed with a good amount of this. Yeah, I mean, it's not supposed to be perfect. It is not even supposed to be taken seriously. I think it's just fun. Overly critical. These personalities tend to have a great deal of self control, particularly when it comes to thoughts and feelings. When the people in their lives fail to match their level of restraint, INTJs can appear scathingly critical, but this criticism can be unfair, based on arbitrary standards rather than a full understanding of human nature. Combative. Okay, well this one makes sense. People with this personality type hate blindly following anything without understanding why. Good, ready for a fight. I'm gonna throw hands. I'm gonna throw hands with those bots in chat. This includes restrictions and the authority figure who impose them. INTJs can get caught up in arguing about useless rules and regulations, but sometimes these battles are distractions from more important matters. Socially clueless. Aw, poor Hun. INTJ's relentless rationality can lead to frustration in their social lives. Their effort to defy expectations may leave them feeling isolated or disconnected from other people. At times, these personalities may become cynical about the value of relationships altogether, questioning the importance of love and connection. See that bark? Sick him! Oh my gosh. Do you want me to expose your romantic relationships? Sure. People. Okay, so this is your outlook with a Nook, right? This is what it is. People with the INTJ personality type approach romance the way they do most challenges, strategically, with clear goals and a plan for achieving them. Oh man, a Nook is a goal, just a plan ready to be enacted. In a purely rational world, this approach would be foolproof, but matters of love are rarely rational. Consequently, they are at risk of overlooking or misinterpreting the unpredictability of human nature and affection. There's a list Hood checks to see if a Nook fits. For these personalities, finding a compatible partner can be a particular challenge. Being innately logical, INTJs seek not just companionship, but also intellectual stimulation from their partner. An uncommon quest offering its own unique rewards and challenges. Moreover, they are rarely satisfied. Oh man. They can help but they can't help but imagine how the world would be better, how the world could be better than it already is, and they often bring the same mindset to the realm of love. Unfortunately, if they apply the relentless critical eye to every potential partner, people with the INTJ personality type may find themselves constantly dissatisfied. Oh, Hood's gonna become dissatisfied with a Nook. Oh man, poor Nook. You agree with the last sentence? 100%. The woes of dating. Oh, poor thing. INTJs value depth, intelligence, and unmitigated honesty. For them, a relationship isn't founded on these or for them, a relationship that isn't found on these values simply isn't worth pursuing. They would much rather stay single than force a false connection just for the sake of being with someone. It might not come to a uh, it may not it might not come as a surprise then that the unspoken rules and social niceties of the dating world can seem useless or even insulting to these personalities. I'll never find love. I'll just get a cat. Oh, poor Hood. The good news is that INTJ's honesty and refusal to play games can be a breath of fresh air when it comes to dating. The bad news? Many romantic conversations exist for a reason. Often because they make people feel comfortable or special or intrigued. When people with this personality type refuse to play along, they may find dating difficult, if not impossible. It's gonna get a cat. Friendships. A friend to all is a friend to none? Sharp-witted and darkly funny, people with the INTJ personality type aren't everyone's cup of tea. And they're okay with that. For the most part, they don't really care about being considered cool, and they don't spend their time and energy on just anyone. Instead, these personalities save themselves for friends who can match their intellectual curiosity and keep pace with their fast-moving mind. INTJs might have a reputation for being difficult to get to know, but it would be a mistake to label this personality type as antisocial or unfriendly. They do enjoy the pleasure of their own company and their own mind, but they also crave meaningful connections with friends. In fact, few things are more exhilarating to INTJs' personalities that the spark that they feel when they're immersed in conversation with someone who really gets them. Oh man, they're nerds. That's a nerd. An intellectual match. It's not always easy to befriend someone with this personality type. These individuals have little patience for social rules or expectations, and they'd rather spend time alone than with someone who bores or irritates them. INTJs tend to have a clear idea of what they expect from their social lives and their friends, and they don't want to waste too much time on anyone who doesn't seem to meet these expectations. Just figured that out, no? I just think it's funny. INTJ personalities care about depth and quality. They'd rather have just a few good friends than a large circle of acquaintances. From the outside, this may sound dismissive, but the truth is that many INTJs have a knack for finding friends in seemingly unlikely places. These personalities aren't particularly swayed by appearances or social status, so they aren't afraid to befriend people who might be thought of as outsiders by the mainstream. In sizing up a potential friend, INTJs don't particularly care about how popular that person is. Instead, they consider whether that person has values that are compatible with their own, such as intelligence, honesty, self improvement, or simply a different perspective. In friendship, INTJs personalities are looking for an intellectual match as much as anything else. They crave mental stimulation and they tend to have the most fun amongst friends who can challenge their ideas, expose them to new concepts, and steer conversations in unexpected directions. Aw, cute. Parenthood's gonna say, deadbeat dad. People with the INTJ personality types are known for their rationality and self control, and they may be bemused by anyone who doesn't share these strengths. For example, children. Uh oh. For this type, parenting often requires mastering new skills and developing cognitive flexibility. Fortunately, INTJ personalities are pretty much always up for a challenge, and for those who have children, parenthood can be an especially meaningful challenge to take on. Hood's idea of a romantic night is a chess match by moonlight. Then it's like, I love chess. I hate chess. Chess is ugh, disgusting. Okay, what was the result that you got? See? You miss going to tournaments? You're such a nerd. Such a nerd. You're an INTJ too? Oh man, Tom's a nerd! Oh right, you guys were the logician. That one. How do you say this word? Logician. Logician.
Logician.
Logician. Logician. Logician. Sure. Whatever. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reasons for existence. People with the INTP personality type, logicians, pride themselves in their unique perspective and vigorous intellect. They can't help but puzzle over the mysteries of the universe, which may explain why some of the most influential philosophers and scientists of all time have been INTPs. People with this personality type tend to prefer solitude, as they can easily become immersed in their thoughts when they are left to their own devices. They are also incredibly creative and inventive, and they are not afraid to express their novel ways of thinking or to stand out from the crowd. The life of the mind. Lost in daydream. INTP personalities often lose themselves in thought, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. People with this personality type hardly ever stop thinking. From the moment they wake up, their mind buzzes with ideas, questions, and insights. At times, they may find themselves conducting full fledged debates in their own heads. That sounds like a crazy person. And it's not uncommon for them to drift off during conversations. Their mind simply executes a detour to uncharted territories of thought where new ideas are constantly being born. Imaginative and curious, people with the INTP personality type can find endless fascination in the workings of their own mind. From the outside, INTPs may seem to live in a never-ending daydream. They have a reputation for being pensive, detached, and a bit reserved. That is, until they actively try to direct all of their mental energy on the moment or the person at hand. But regardless of which mode they're in, INTPs are introverts and they tend to get tired out by extensive socializing. After a long day, they crave time alone to consult their own thoughts. The dumb and cray cray, apparently. No. You guys are smart. You have wrinkly brains. You just overuse it. INTPs cherish their independence and often find themselves most productive during the late evening hours when distractions are kept to a minimum. You are night owls. Even so, it would be a mistake to think these personalities are unfriendly or uptight. When they connect with someone who can match their mental energy, INTPs absolutely light up, leaping from one thought to another. Few things energize them like the opportunity to swap ideas or enjoy a lively debate with another curious, inquiring soul. I'm dumb, that's for sure. Oh, Tom, stop being so mean to yourselves. We're gonna look at your strengths. Analytical. People with the INTP personality type analyze everything that they come across. This gives them a knack for spotting unexpected patterns and connections that other personalities might overlook. Original. Thanks to their unrelenting imagination, these personalities can come up with creative, counterintuitive ideas that wouldn't occur to most people. Not all these ideas are feasible, of course, but INTP's willingness to think outside of the box can produce remarkable innovations. Open minded. INTPs are driven by curiosity and an intense desire to learn. As they learn, they're rarely afraid to shift their perspective, even in matters of political, religious, and philosophy. People with this personality type tend to be receptive to new ideas as long as ideas are something that they connect on an intellectual level. Curious. These personalities are always casting about for new things to learn about. One week they might be obsessed with geophysics, and the next they might lose themselves in videos about guitar building. When inspiration strikes, INTPs go all in on their newfound interests, learning everything that they can. Honest. INTPs care about the truth. Rather than taking comfort in ideology or receiving ideas, they want to understand what's really going on beneath the surface of things. As a result, they can be relied upon to combat bias and misinformation, even when it's easy to do so, and they expect other people to be honest with them in return. Ah, honest. Your weaknesses. Are you ready? Disconnected. INTP's personalities can get lost in their own train of thoughts, even when they're with other people. After finally resurfacing with something to say, they might find that the conversation has moved on without them. This can cause people with this personality type to feel disconnected from others, especially in large social gatherings. Koi is good cult leader, honest. Insensitive? Lee, you're so insensitive. INTPs see rationality as key to a better, happier world. At times, they may underestimate the importance of such irrational values as emotion, compassion, etiquette, and tradition. As a result, these personalities may inadvertently come across as insensitive or unkind, even though their intentions are generally good. Dissatisfied. People with this personality type can't help but imagine how things could be better than they already are. INTPs are constantly on the lookout for problems to solve, topics to learn, and new ways to approach things. Taken too far, this mindset can become overwhelming, and these personalities constantly trying to reinvent the wheel rather than reliably addressing their needs and responsibilities. No more cursing? Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Overthinkers. INTPs' minds are ceaselessly active, toiling away, even when they're not consciously thinking. While their rapid fire thoughts can be beneficial at times, they can also cause them to overthink and fall prey to analysis paralysis. When this occurs, INTPs can struggle to reach a decision or take action because they're too caught up in considering every possible outcome or angle. Impatient. INTP personalities take pride in their knowledge and in sharing their ideas. When it comes to explaining their rationale, however, they aren't always patient. If their conversation partner doesn't follow along or seems sufficiently interested, they may give up with a dismissive "never mind." Aw. Let's see. Do you think Z is gonna be better off romantically than the Forever Alone Club of you and I hood? The description was so depressing. It's like, I have high standards, and then you have high standards. Do INTPs have high standards too? People with the INTP personality type have an unusual combination of traits that often come as a pleasant surprise to their romantic partner. INTPs may seem cerebral and reserved, but once they let their guard down, they have a playful, creative side as well. Why does that mouse have a knife? Everyone's standards are too high for everyone. People with INTP personality types have an unusual... Oh wait, I already read that. As introverts, INTPs appreciate alone time, but that doesn't mean that they don't crave companionship. For people with this personality type, the ideal romantic partner isn't just someone to pass the time with, but an equal who can challenge their ideas. They want to spend their life in pursuit of learning and growth. They hope that the person they love will not just share this mission, but also actively encourage it. Finding a relationship that meets these standards isn't always easy for these personalities. INTPs may drag their feet when it comes to going out into the world and meeting new people, and even when they do have an interest in someone, it can take them a while to work up the will to risk rejection and ask that person out. Being the center of attention is an emotionally delicate situation. Isn't easy for anyone, but especially not for INTPs. Aww. You're the one that's like too afraid to take the leap of faith. Huh? That couple upstairs are arguing again. Must be because they're both INTPs, shrug. Friendship. Like anyone, people with the INTP personality type look to their friends for companionship and support, but they prize something else as well: intellectual depth. Not everyone will meet their standards for a potential friend, but when someone does, the connection can spark instantly, surprising everyone who thought they had this seemingly distant personality type pegged. Choosy or selective. Perhaps because they don't mind the company of their own thoughts, they don't surround themselves with people just for the sake of it. As a result, it's not always easy to become close friends with these personalities. But when INTPs do open up, they can be lively, imaginative friends who always have something interesting or unexpected to say. INTPs' best friends tend to share their passions for new ideas, riddles, and solutions. But that doesn't mean that people with this personality type only seek out friends who agree with them. INTPs don't mind having their ideas challenged. In fact, they have a great deal of respect for people who make them rethink their assumptions and keep them on their toes. It sounds like INTPs and the INFJs would get along quite well. Or, no, not INFJs, it was INFPs? No, yeah. Which one was hoods again? These letters are confusing me. INTJs, there we go. INTJs, because you question everything. Or not you specifically, Hood, but... Friend? Hood friend? Yeah, Hood friend. INTP friendships are knowledge-based, buoyed by the exchange of ideas, theories, and concepts. To these personality types, there's nothing more exhilarating than a mind bending conversation that stretches till the wee hours of the morning. People who aren't able to keep up or who have sharply differing tastes don't talk to them about celebrities may find themselves feeling ignored or brushed off. These friends reserve conversations for topics that they find meaningful or for people that they already like enough to stick out. Huh. What was the result that you did for mine, Hood? It was the Hood, according to Almighty Leader Koi, we are now friends. The protagonist. Protagonist. Oh, this one. I'm still a green character, though. Protagonist. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. People with the ENFJ personality type feel called to serve a greater purpose in life. Thoughtful and idealistic ENFJs strive to have a positive impact on other people in the world around them. These personalities rarely shy away from an opportunity to do the right thing, even when doing so is far from easy. Hi, Matt! Yeah, I've done it before, and the result I got was INFJ. I did it again today, and it was still INFJ. Very accurate. I was hoping for more character development or some change. I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't change. Well, at least you were true to yourself, I suppose. ENFJs are born leaders, which explains why these personalities can be found amongst many notable politicians, coaches, and teachers. Their passions and charisma allows them to inspire others, not just in their careers, but in every area of their lives, including their relationships. Matt, what is your personality type if you've done this test before? Few things bring people with the ENFJ personality type a deeper sense of joy and fulfillment than guiding friends and loved ones to grow to their best selves. Aww. Currently, what I'm reading is Hood's test results, answering the questions as if he were me. So this is his mental interpretation of myself. This protagonist Koi sure sounds like an evil corpo CEO. I had to look it up. It's a ISFJ. 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 You're a defender! Aww. I will read that next. ENFJs tend to be vocal about their values, including authenticity and altruism. When something strikes them as unjust or wrong, they speak up, but they rarely come across as brash or pushy, as their sensitivity and insight guide them to speak in ways that resonate with others. ENFJ personalities have not only an uncanny ability to pick up on people's underlying motivations and beliefs, but also a knack for understanding how others are feeling just by looking at them. At times, they may not even understand how they come to grasp another person's mind and heart so quickly. These flashes of insight can make ENFJs incredibly persuasive and inspiring communicators. The personality type's secret weapon is their purity of intent. Generally speaking, ENFJs are motivated by a sincere wish to do the right thing rather than a desire to manipulate or have power over people. Even when they disagree with someone, they search for common ground. The result is that people with the ENFJ personality type can communicate with an eloquence and and sensitivity that are nearly impossible to ignore, particularly when they speak about matters that are close to their hearts. When I read mine, it makes sense to me. Well, that's good. I like these, like, what are these called? Quizzes, surveys, or whatever. Because, like, I'm not looking for it to be 100% accurate. I'm just looking at it where I read something and I internally agree or disagree. That active internal agreeing or disagreeing tells me a little bit more about myself. Because if I disagree with something, then obviously I'm aware that I am not like that. The right thing is for you to not take breaks and follow your 26/8 schedule. Coy to some employee, probably. You have to do your mandatory volunteer work. Strengths: receptive, reliable, passionate, altruistic, charismatic. Hood, you think I'm charismatic? Weaknesses: unrealistic, overly idealistic, condescending, intense, overly empathetic. You believe that? Oh, I need to max out my charisma stats. Condescending. People with this personality type enjoy teaching others, particularly about the causes and beliefs that matter so much to them. But at times, ENFJ's attempt to enlighten others, ENFJ's attempts to enlighten others may come across as patronizing. Not the most effective strategy for persuading other people, unfortunately. Oof. You don't think you, do you think you aren't charismatic? Uh, it depends. It really depends. I think I'm more used to being in a situation where I take the back seat. You're at least more charismatic than me. Ah, nonsense. Who has the most charisma stats in the community? I feel like it's Jilly that probably has the max charisma stats. On a good day, Koi rolls a 12 out of 10, but sometimes she rolls a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think we all kind of have a mutual agreement that Jilly is the most charismatic one. I'm curious what Jilly's personality would be. Okay, but let's go to the Defender. Love only grows by sharing. You can only have more for yourself by giving it away to others. In their unassuming, understated way, people with the ISFJ personality type, Defenders, help make the world go round. Hardworking and devoted, these personalities feel a deep sense of responsibility to those around them. ISFJs can be counted on to meet deadlines, remember birthdays and special occasions, uphold traditions, and shower their loved ones with gestures of care and support. But they rarely demand recognition for all that they do, preferring instead to operate behind the scenes. Aww, Matt is so wholesome. He bought our favor with bribes, aka emotes. This is true. Charisma. When you combine art and charismatic skills, it's dangerous. This is a capable, can-do personality type with a wealth of versatile gifts. Though sensitive and caring, ISFJs also have excellent analytical abilities and an eye for detail. And despite their reserve, they tend to have well developed people skills and robust social relationships. These personalities are truly more than the sum of their parts, and their varied strengths shine in even the most ordinary aspects of their daily lives. No. Hidden manipulator vibes. What? Strengths. Supportive. People with the ISFJ personality type truly enjoy helping others, and they happily share their knowledge, attention, and expertise with anyone who needs it. The ISFJ strives for win win situations, choosing teamwork over competition whenever possible. Aww, Matt, you're not competitive? Wait, let me think. What kind of games did we play together? We played Dead by Daylight. Is that the only game that we played together, Matt? Man, that was like forever ago with Sab. I feel like you're pretty competitive. Because, like, when I think about you with video games, at least, we were playing. Oh, Sea of Thieves! Right, in 7 days. But, like, the one that I distinctly remember is Dead by Daylight, where you intentionally taunt the killer and pester them. Yeah. That's not very ISFJ of you. I'm just kidding. Um, Da-da-da-da. Reliable, rather than working in sporadic, excited bursts that leave things half finished, ISFJ's personalities are meticulous and careful. They take a steady approach, ensuring that things are done to the highest standard, often going well beyond what is required. Further, most ISFJs agree that sustaining discipline and reliability becomes easier with time. Observant. ISFJ personalities have a talent for noticing things, particularly about other people. They pay attention to the smallest details in what someone says and does, giving them unexpected insight into other people's lives and emotions. I'm protecting my friends. Though, see? Oh, yeah, I guess if you put it in that perspective, sure. But from the killer's perspective, you are their literal worst nightmare. Defense via harassment of the enemy. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm the one they hate. Specifically, dressed as an ice cream Steve. Enthusiastic. When the goal is right, ISFJs apply all their gifts to something that they believe will make a real positive difference in people's lives. Whether that's fighting poverty with a global initiative or simply making a customer's day at work. Hardworking. ISFJs don't just get their they don't just get their work done. They take pride in going above and beyond all of their tasks and responsibilities. People with this personality type often form an emotional attachment to the projects and organizations that they've just dedicated themselves to, and they won't rest until they've done their share, and or more than their share to be of help. Good practical skills. The ISFJ personality type often offers the rare combination of an altruistic nature and a hard-worn practicality. They don't just hope to help others, they take action, meaning that they're more than happy to roll up their sleeves and do what's necessary to care for their friends, family, and anyone else who needs it. Weaknesses. Overly humble. How is that a weakness? ISM. This is this a brag? Is this like, oh, my weakness is that I'm overly humble? This is like a bad answer for like, oh, what are one of your weaknesses in a job interview, or what are one of your flaws or your faults? I'm just overly humble, you know? ISFJs are so concerned with other people's feelings that they may refuse to make their thoughts known or to take any duly earned credit for their contributions. They often downplay their efforts entirely when they think that they could have done some minor aspect of a task better. That's a poor way to describe something I kinda understand. I'm just poking fun, Matt. No, I get it. It can be a weakness. In like you actually don't claim credit to work that you did, but like overly humble, just those set of words. It's just not. It doesn't describe it very well. Gosh, I'm so great. All those strengths do be sounding like someone that harassed an opponent just to protect friends and win. Taking things personal. Although they might try to hide it, people with this personality type are deeply sensitive to others' opinions, and they can be thrown off balance if someone doesn't appreciate, approve of, or agree with them. When they encounter criticism or disagreement, even if it's well intentioned, ISFJs may feel as if they were experiencing a personal attack. Repressing their feelings. Private and reserved ISFJ personalities tend to internalize their feelings, particularly negative ones. You don't bottle it up, Matt. It's not healthy. This can create misunderstandings in their relationships. Eventually, all their repressed feelings and resentments may boil over in a sudden, uncharacteristic outburst of frustration. Well, that might be true. Bottle it. Save it for later. Save it for your enemies then. Reluctant to change. ISFJs are among the personality types that struggle Wait, what? ISFJs are among the personality types that struggle the most with change. Breaking with tradition isn't easy for these steady personalities who place great value on history and precedents. Even when change is necessary, they may wait until the situation reaches a breaking point before altering course. Too altruistic. ISFJ's giving, generous nature can leave them vulnerable to being taken advantage of by others. It can be hard for them to rock the boat and stand up to someone who isn't pulling their own weight. In fact, ISFJs are the most likely personality type to say they would rather clean up someone else's mess than confront them about it directly. Oh no! I would be too tired to live a lifestyle like that. I mean, like, clean your mess up. I'm not your mom. Meanwhile, Matt's just like, oh, let me get the broom and the dustpan. I'll clean it. Very true. I'd rather just get the problem solved myself than confront the lazy person. I don't do it happily. Okay, that's good to know. It kind of sucks that you still do it, but it's good to know that you're still rational. Romantic relationships. Romantic relationships bring out a side of people with the ISFJ personality type that may not be obvious at first glance. Beneath their patient and demure exteriors, ISFJs. What's that? Thrum with passion. Thrum with passionate commitment and loyalty towards the people they love. At times, even these personalities themselves may be surprised by the intensity of their feelings, especially their fierce desire to protect and care for their partner. So you throw away the lazy person to solve the problem. Gotcha. Yeet them off the cliff. From equals vibe with. Huh. Okay. ISFJ's emotions run deep, so deep that people with this personality type may struggle to find the words to express just how much their partners mean to them. But they show their affections in a million little ways on a daily basis. Always eager to make their loved ones' lives better, and and more convenient, ISFJs can transform even the most ordinary tasks, from cooking dinner to organizing a weekend trip, into a heartfelt gesture of love. I am having a mental breakdown. Although generally a proactive can-do personality type, many ISFJs struggle to take the initiative when it comes to dating. Asking someone out can be incredibly uncomfortable for these personalities, who tend to worry about not only rejection, but also violating unspoken social rules. The bad news is that ISFJs can end up feeling stuck, wanting to embark on a relationship but waiting for another person to make the first move. Oh no! Another situation of you don't want to ruin your friendships if the confession goes wrong. I guess all personality types are just destined to be single. I haven't yet to see a romantic relationship page that says they are really good with people, they're a loving partner, and they're super supportive. No, like, my personality was you're super delulu. You're waiting for the perfect soulmate. For Hood's personality type, they're super judgy, and if they don't match their intelligence and goals in life, they're a no-go. Then for Z's personality type, they were also an intellectual. So if they couldn't be the same like passionate seeker of knowledge, then, or at least encourager of seeker of knowledge, then they're a no-go too. Forever Alone Club. Well, to be fair, we are people who, instead of heading out and doing things, are here in chat watching you. It's okay. We'll be all together forever. Too scared to commit? Make the leap of faith. Were those all the personality types that people submitted? I didn't miss anything, right? Because, like, quite a few of you overlapped on the same personalities. Okay, okay. Well, that was the 16 personalities. I'm a little sad that I didn't get a different result. I'm stuck with the INFJs.